Welcome to Success at Scale with Triple G Ventures. I'm here today with my really good friend, Sarah Yule. Sometimes goes by the name Soundlady, I think, Soundlady Sarah. But she has an amazing career in the music business, music products business, music technology. I just am so honored that she's taken the time, late at night, by the way, to join me today to talk to you about all the great things going on in her world. So Sarah, tell us about you.
Triple G, it's
What's
so
up?
good to be here. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored to be here and to be part of this. So, a few words about myself. Well, I started off as a sound engineer, believe it or not. Had my head more towards the books and the maths, but fell for the art and then fell for the business. So I've been working in the business side for probably about 15 years now in music, audio, consumer electronics, big companies, small companies, new companies. Um, I love this business. It feels like an extended part of my family, and it's awesome that I've got to work with you along that journey as well.
Well, likewise, I got to tell you, working with you is probably one of the biggest highlights in my career personally. I've enjoyed it. That's why I'm so excited you're here today. But let's talk about this. You know, you got started in this music journey. Why music? How'd you get started in all this?
Do you know what? I always loved music growing up. Like, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan, and I wanted to be able to sing and dance and make music. But I was also, believe it or not, like, you're never going to believe this, but I was really shy when I was a kid. Like,
I
I
don't believe it.
didn't.
I don't believe it. She's
I
one of the
was,
most outgoing people I've ever met.
I was really shy, and the thought of being on stage and performing in front of people just terrified me. So it was something I never really did. I think I did county orchestra playing flute for a couple of years, and I was in the choir, but kind of like hidden towards the back and trying to make sure no one noticed me. But I still really loved music, and I think I was about 15 years old. And I found out about this job called a sound engineer, where you get to hang out in music studios and record bands, but you don't have to perform anything. And it was quite geeky, it was quite mathsy and sciencey, and I was like, that is what I want to do. So that's what I ended up studying. But I kind of fell into the business side of it because I mistakenly thought that the hours would be better. I've learned the hard way over the years, but you know what? I love it. And I've realized that the business side of things is something that I've always been into. You know, I was the kid that my first job was working in a bakery when I was like 15. It was £2 an hour, cash in hand. But what I used to do at the end of the day, they used to throw all the donuts and the bread away. And I used to collect it all and then resell it to my friends like half the price. So I take like bags of donuts round and like loaves of bread for their mums. And so I kind of like doubled my wages each week by selling off this like bread and cakes at the end of the day. So it's like, you know, there was that, you know, I started a club night when I was studying as well. It ended up being one of the biggest club nights in Liverpool. So I've always kind of liked that business side of things, but I didn't realize it until it kind of accidentally landed on me. And then, yeah, here I am.
Amazing. Here you are. And today you're at this incredible company, Audio-Technica, right?
Yeah, I'm at Audio-Technica now. So believe it or not, I was just talking about this today. It's nearly 2 years that I've been there, which
Wow.
has just gone so fast. But you know, time doesn't mean anything anymore, does it? Because this year has like taken time as a concept, crumpled it up and thrown it out of the window because like everyone's lost sense of time. It's like, what day is it? What week is it? What month is it? It's just gone so fast, and yet we seem to have been in the situation for ages. So yeah, it's been 2 years at Audio-Technica, and awesome company, fascinating company as well. So diverse in terms of the channels that they operate in and the makeup of their business. But yeah, great experience.
So, like, you started in your career,
Mm,
kind of with this dream, right? Now,
mm.
fast forward all this way, you've done all these great things. Now, rewind. Uh, what advice would you give to someone coming into this industry and getting into this business? What would you do differently, and or what could you tell them?
Do you know what? Make sure that you're really super passionate about what you do. You have to be. You have to love what you do. You have to be passionate about the products that you're selling or the company that you're representing. what you're doing, because that passion is what's going to get you through those harder times. And you need to be resilient. It's not easy out there. It's tough. You're going to have a million people tell you you're wrong and tell you no, and so many obstacles to overcome. So if you've not got that passion about what you're doing in the first place, it's going to make it all so much harder. So advice I'd give to other people, if you want to do this, is make sure you're passionate about it and then go for it.
All right. Well, let's now contrast that against sales, because you
Mm.
happen to be one of the most talented sales, marketing professionals, commercial people I know. Like, so how does this compare to sales and marketing and business when you started all the way in music? How does it correlate?
Question. I think for me, the concept of music, and because I wasn't a musician, I was a sound engineer, and did sound engineering and production. But when you're doing sound engineering, like the preparation, the preparation, the planning, the presentation, selling the concept to the artist almost of what you want to do. And I think that type of training is really lent into the style of salesperson that I am. I wouldn't say that I'm a wham bam get it sold type of person. I'm kind of thinking about kind of what the mood, or kind of the vision. I'm thinking about the different parts in terms of the different strategic elements and the different channels. I'm thinking about the process, how we're going to get it done. I'm selling that vision almost of that whole thing, as if I'm talking to an artist or a producer in terms of that sound and how to do it. And then obviously trying to get to a point where I'm really enjoying what the end is. But I think the concept in sales is very similar to the concept in audio recording. There's a famous saying where it's, poop in, poop out, if I try and use a more polite phrase. And I think it's the same in sales. If you've got a poop product or a poop strategy, then the result at the end is not going to be what you want. So all of those elements I think are really important. And I think that's the kind of crossover that you can make between those two.
Sales
Mm,
uh, is so much about being a consultant, about being a partner, about building a relationship. These are all things you and I together, working together at InMusic or ROLI or wherever we've been together for a long time. Sales is about, being a consultant, being a partner, being, having a relationship.
mm.
Um, Tell me about how you think about relationships and you think about the world of selling.
With you first and foremost, I think relationships are so important. And I think it's that thing, isn't it? I mean, you're one of the best networkers I know in terms of being able to go into a room, light it up, and get everyone communicating and talking, kind of break the ice. And I think that is so important sometimes. I think one of the biggest problems a lot of people have in sales or trying to get stuff done is not being able to relate to the person that they're communicating with, or just not being able to communicate effectively. Like I've walked into meetings or been present in meetings where it's so awkward. It's like it shouldn't be that damn awkward, but it's just that kind of lack of sort of social awareness in terms of just connecting with people and finding common ground, finding a common goal. And the way we talk about it makes it sound like you're kind of acting or being fake, but it's not. It's a genuine interest in people and getting to know people and understanding what's important to them, and how to kind of connect all the pieces together. And I think that skill of being able to connect people and put things together could probably also be related back to music and audio and engineering as well, because it's the same, I guess, when you're songwriting, or you're putting a band together, or you're playing along with other musicians, like understanding how your part fits into that, how to communicate with other people. You're a drummer, so you keep the time, right? Which I think is significant as well when you talk about this, because you're trying to keep everyone on the beat of that communication. So yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels to make. But when it comes to relationships, I think they really are everything. Sales is not something that just happens, although a lot of companies think so, but it does take a lot. And I think relationships and consultative approach is essential.
Sarah, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to talk with us today. It's been very meaningful for me. I'm sure to our listeners too. And I'm so glad that you were able to join me. Your success has just been amazing. It continues to grow, and you truly are success at scale. So thank you so much for joining us today, Sarah. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Greg. Absolute honor and a pleasure to spend some time with you, to hang out and to speak with someone that's, you know, so great at what they do, and just pleased to see you continuing on your successful journey. Triple G in every sense of the word.